Okay, good evening, everyone. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, fine. So last class we started about basic PowerPoint, how to do the prepare a presentation. So today we will learn about how to add some animations, transitions, and how we can do the presentation. Okay, so this is the continuation of last class. So in the last class, let me share the screen of what we learned. Okay, so this is what we learned in the last class. What is the basics of the icons in PowerPoint? What is the definition? And then how to create a blank presentation, how to add new slides, how do we add text box, format text box, how do we add header and footer, and how to save it. Then we also learned about how to insert pictures, shapes, tables, charts, hyperlinks, and video files. So this is how we basically prepared a PowerPoint. And this is what we prepared last month, right? So last class, this is what we prepared, a simple, maybe a monthly safety meeting about safety contact, how to do the tables, how to insert charts, how to insert animation. All these
Sir,
things.
sorry, sir. Sir, MEP class நடக்குதுங்களா?
MEP, just a second. நான் பார்க்குறேன் MEP இருக்கு. Just to hold on, நான் கேட்டுட்டு சொல்றேன். Wait பண்ணுங்க. Okay, so let's continue. So this is what we learned in the last week. So now we use the same presentation, and then we will learn about how to do the presentation of these slides, and then how do we also add some animations and transitions to make it look nicer. Okay, so first thing, before we make the presentation is, if you want to make a printout of all the slides that you have prepared, you can make a printout of these slides. And how do we do that? First, you need to go to the file tab. So this is all the tabs, the file, go to the print option. So click on the print icon. So this is what you will see. Okay, so basically you need to select the printer that is connected to your computer. Either it is a network computer or it's your personal printer that you have. So this printer has to be selected. So that's the first step. How many copies you need, you can change here. Increase or decrease, you can change. So minimum is 1 copy. So you can adjust here. The next thing that you can change is the settings. Here, the first option, print all slides. There are multiple options available. Whether do you want to print all the slides or any particular slide that you want to select, or a range of slides, then you can change. If you select this, print all slides, all the slides in the presentation will be printed. If it is print selection, it is basically whatever you selected before you come to this option will be printed. If you go to the custom range, you can actually select what range of the slides you want to print, whether it is first slide, second slide, fourth slide, sixth slide, something like that you can choose. Or if you want maybe 1 to 3, you can also use this way, 1-3. This will print slide 1, slide 2, and slide 3. So this is how you can choose which slides to be printed. Then the next option is how do we print it? Whether do you need one slide in one whole page, or you can have multiple slides in the same page. If you select one slide in one page, totally you will have the total number of how many slides you have. For example, if the presentation is 10 pages, 10 slides, you will have 10 pages. But if you select, for example, 2 slides, you will see this is how the preview look like. 2 slides will be in one page. So basically you will have 5 pages if you have 10 pages, 10 slides. So you can choose how small, how big you want your material to be available. Because sometimes when you present, you want the audience to just read through the slides that you have prepared. So if you want to do that way, you can print this. Otherwise, maybe you want to have this for your reference. Then you can just print for yourself. So this is how you can select the number of slides per page. The next option you have is print on one side or two sides. So if you select print on one side, basically you will print it only on one side of the paper. The back side will be blank. If you print on both sides, you will have printout on both sides of the paper. Then you can save some paper. This is the orientation. You can see from the picture itself, portrait is like the normal A4 paper that you keep for printing the normal documents. Landscape is the horizontal side of printout. That means the width is the wider, the shorter side is the length side. So this is how you can change the orientation. And the final setting you have is whether it is color or black and white. So you can also choose what you wanted to print. Whether it's a color printer or a black and white, you can choose here. Anyone have any doubts so far on this? How to do the setup of the printouts? Any doubts? Okay, if no doubts.
So far,
Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, if you don't have any doubts, I will move on to the next step, which is how to set up the slideshow. Okay, so now you can see what you are seeing is just a presentation. I am also showing you the document. It is not in the presentation mode. So how do we do the presentation mode? You go to the tabs, slideshow. Click on the slideshow. So this is basically how the slideshow will be started. Okay, and here you have a lot of options. First option I will share with you is the hide slide. For example, if you don't want to share any slide, if you want to just don't want to show this, you can just select this and hide slide. You can see here on the left, you see my cursor. The slide number is striked and it become like a slightly gray color. So that means this slide will not be displayed during your presentation. If you want to remove this again, you just click on it. It comes back to normal condition. Okay. And here you can see slide start from beginning. In this case, if you click this, the presentation will be from the beginning. Okay, let me show you what is a slideshow first. Then after that, I will explain to you again. You see here, so far, whatever I showed was in a small screen. Now you are seeing all these in a big screen for the full screen. This is called the slideshow mode. And you can see all the slide bar, all these are hidden. This is the presentation mode. So you can see the first slide. If you want to move, you can just click. The second slide comes. Third slide, fourth slide. So this is the presentation. Okay, so this is how to make a presentation. Now I go back to explain you one by one. So now, for example, if you want to hide the agenda, for example, okay, I click on the hide. So this is hidden. I want to start the slideshow from beginning. I click on this monthly safety meeting. You see, you cannot see the agenda slide, which was the second slide. Now straight away you're seeing the safety contact slide. I go back, you are seeing the first title and then safety contact. Now I'm just quitting the presentation. You can see in the document, you still have the agenda slide, but you can see that this is hidden. That's why you see a cross, you will see a slash of the number and the data become light gray. So this is how the slide is hidden. Now I want to remove this. I just click back the same icon. You can see that the slash is removed. The data is back to the normal color. I go back to the presentation. I can see the agenda. So this is how to hide and unhide the slides. So first, now I showed you that you click from beginning. That means the slideshow will start from the first slide. You see here below the text, start the show from the first slide. If you choose the from current slide, the presentation will start exactly from where you are selecting. So if you see the slide bar, you can see a red box in the second slide because this is the slide that I have selected. Now I'm clicking on the safety contact slide, you see. So this is the slide I have selected. On the side, you can see there is a red border. So when I put from current slide, automatically the presentation slideshow will start from only this slide. So this is the difference between the first icon and the second icon. Start from beginning, starts from the very first slide, whereas from current slide will start only from the slide that you have selected. Okay, so this present online is not really required for you. Okay, the next thing is how to set up the slideshow. So this is also something interesting we can learn. Okay, you can see here, this is presented by the speaker full screen. So usually you just keep this as a default. You don't need to worry about the other options. This is the standard practice. You can just click here. Here also you can choose show slides. In this group, you can see now it's all. You can also change this from 1 to 4, for example. Then only that 4 slides will be presented in the presentation. Instead of hide, you can also use this option. So for example, if you have 30 over slides, then you can use these options to select what is the range you want to do. All the supporting document, you no need to do the present it in the slideshow. So this option you can decide. Okay. Advanced slides group. So here, this is how to change to the next slide. I have selected manually. You can also choose use timings if present. What it means is you can do some setting of changing the slide automatically after certain minutes. And if it is not available, then you have to do it manually. So that is how the advanced slides is used. Okay. And then this is the pen color. Later I will show you what is this, and the laser pointed color. Using presentation mode, you can highlight the text or other things. So using this color. Okay. So this is how you can do the setting up of the slideshow. So now I go back to the slideshow again from beginning. Okay. You can see here on the bottom left corner, there's an icon here. So if you press the arrow towards the left, it will go to the previous slide. But this is the first slide, so it will not work. The arrow towards the right side, this if you click, will go to the next slide. This icon is the laser pointer and pen. Okay, laser pointer, then your pointer will change to this color. So it's easy for you to point out and explain when you do the presentation. If you don't want this, you can just go to the pen. So pen will be a small dot. If you need to highlight anything, you can use the highlighter. You want to emphasize on safety contact, you can just use like that. You can use in a simple manner. And you can erase all ink on slide. If you want to remove it, you can do that. If you want to change the color of the ink, you can change here of the highlighter. So this is how you can change the pointer or pen or highlighter during presentation. You can use this. Any point of the time during the presentation you want to see all the slides, you can press this. This should show you the glimpse of all the slides that is available, all the 8 slides. But usually this is not required, but you just need to know what is this icon. Okay, and the next one is zoom. So you can use this to get the attention of the participants. You see, you can just zoom this and say. And then if you don't want, just press escape. The icon will be, the zoom function will be disappeared. Okay, and then you can use this, the last option, you can want end to show, just click end show. You can end the presentation. So this is how you do a very basic presentation. Anyone have any doubts on this? Anyone? Am I audible? Because the class is very quiet. Hello.
Yes, sir. Everybody listen only. That's why quiet.
Okay. Okay. At least you give
Mainuddin here.
Yes, yes, Mainuddin. At least if you give some answers, then I know that.
Everybody listening.
Okay, fine. At least if you understand, then I know what is happening. So anybody have any other doubts on this step before I go on to the other topic?
Can. Next topic.
Okay. Those people from other classes or the AutoCAD, MEP, any doubts for you all? Maybe most of you might have known this. So fine. Okay. So let me move on to the next topic. So now we have seen how to do a basic slideshow. The next step is how to make it more presentable and more interesting by adding some transitions. So for example, go to the tab, this is the tab, and you go to the transitions tab. What is a transition? For example, just now I did the slideshow. You can see that the first slide disappeared in certain manner. This slide, it just came by itself, but the previous slide, there is some animations. So this is called a transition. Okay, so how do we add this transition? You need to click on the transitions tab, and you have a lot of options here. So you can just select what you want, and you can see the preview here. So based on the name, you can see push, wipe, split. So you can see the preview, how it appears. And then you can decide which one you need to apply. Okay. So there's a lot of options. There's a lot of options here. You can try when you have time, when you are practicing, you can choose which one you need. Okay, so
Same display.
It is in transition. And once you go to the transition tab, you will see this group here. And this in this you can select. Usually defaultly it will be in none. So you need to press the drop down icon and then you can select whatever options available here, inbuilt options. All these are inbuilt options. So you can just select what you prefer. Okay. So this is how you want to select. And if you want this to be applied to all the slides, you can just click apply to all. Okay. Okay. So if you want to apply this to all the slides, you can just, as I said earlier, you can just click apply to all. Let's try to see whether it is applied to all the slides. Now you can see all the slides are having the same transition. So transition is basically to change from one slide to another, what kind of the way the slide should appear. That is called transition. You can see it changes exactly in the same manner. So this is called transition. Okay. And here you also have the option to choose whether this transition should happen from right, from bottom, from left or top. So it is all possible to change. It's just for your own practice. You need to try and see what works for you, what you like. Accordingly, you can select it. Okay. And
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can select the timing, how to advance the slide on mouse click or after how much seconds. So you can change by itself. If you select this, automatically after the set timing, the slide will change by itself. So let's see now.
What for 10 seconds, right?
Yes.
Automatically sense the transition.
Yes. So usually this is not required because you need to explain. You need to explain to the people.
Yeah.
So you usually this is not advisable, but sometimes if you are making some presentations which is displayed in the TV of your office or something, then
Yeah.
this is useful because it automatically changes after some time and then it keeps rotating. But
Yes,
otherwise,
one by one.
yes. Yeah, so that is how it works.
One phase explain, finish, then okay, next place,
Yes.
next phase like this.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
big safety meeting also do like that, I think.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so if that is to be done, you need to set it is on mouse click.
Okay.
Okay, so this has to be, you need to take care. So this is the transition. So the next step is about animations. Anybody else have any doubt other than Mainuddin, other people? Are you all following? Any doubts?
Yes, sir, no doubt, sir.
No doubt.
And go to next.
Ganesh, Murugan, any doubts for you all?
Later we one more time see the video also. Then
Yeah, Mainuddin, okay.
doing the practice.
Yeah. Others, how about Bala, Murugan?
Yes,
Nurul,
sir. Okay.
all okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay.
No doubt, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is how to do that transitions. The next thing we want to learn is about animations. How to create certain animations. Animations are used to make the same kind of effort, the effect for particular text or any objects in the slide. For example, if you have the safety contact in this slide, you wanted the topic to come first, and then the picture second, and then explanation later, you can do so. So this is how the animations are added into the slides. So we will see now how to set these animations. So first, click on those objects that you want to apply the animation. So I have selected the safety contact first. I wanted it to appear. Again, this is, you can see here what will be the kind of effort. Fly in, split. So you can see the preview. Same like how you saw for the transition. When you select this, you can see the preview. So once you have seen the preview, you can just, you can also see here, actually you have a lot of options. Once you have set, you see here, there's a number coming just beside to the object that you have selected. So this is number 1. What it means is this is the first object that will be displayed during the slideshow. So next, I wanted the statistics to be displayed. So I select this. So maybe I wanted to go and turn. You can also emphasize how it comes. Anyway, this is a picture, so it doesn't work. And how it disappears, exit. So when I set this animation, you can see the number 2 has appeared. So as I explained earlier, first thing, this safety contact, this object will be displayed. At the next click, the statistics, this image will be displayed. Then finally, I wanted this to be displayed. So I can again choose what kind of animation I needed. I can do so. Okay. So now you can see this is all one by one, it is coming in. You can see the sequence from the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the sequence that the objects will be displayed during the PowerPoint. So now let's see whether this works for us. Let's go to the slideshow. Go from beginning. Okay, I think here we selected the just a small change, because in this we have selected the exit and all, so we need to remove this animation, then it will work for us. So how do we remove the animations? That's the second step. Maybe I will show you as well. If you don't want any animation, just select this and you can click on the box. You can remove. And delete. Now the animation will be removed. So same way, when this is selected, I remove, delete. So this is how I can remove. Okay, let me insert the animation again. So basically, I can change in this manner. But you can see now the order has changed. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 8 and 9. In this order, if you see, it will be totally in a different manner. You will see all these are displayed, then this will come. So you need to change the order of the animations. So how do we change this? You can change this and go to this group in the form in this group to reorder the animation, move earlier. When you click here, you can see that the number has changed from 8 to 7. So continue to click until it becomes 1. So now this will be displayed first, followed by this, followed by this. In case you want to move this earlier, you can just click on this again. You can see the number changed from 9 to 8, 8 to 7. You can change the position. It's like how you shift the cards in your, when you play a deck of cards, which position the card needs to be. So you can just change the position of the object. So now you can see this is first, this is second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, and 9. So now let's go to the slideshow. Okay, because this is not given any. Okay, because earlier the title was not given any animation. That's why that is displayed first. So now I have added animation for the title as well for here. Now I select this. I will change this to earlier. I will change this to the third position. So now first this will be displayed. Second, third will be this heading followed by all the bullet points. So first, second, the heading followed by each points. So this is how you can make create animations for each of the objects in your presentation. So it all depends on how you want to present. If you don't want your audience to see all the text in the screen at the beginning itself, you can make this animation. If you display all the text in the slide at the same time, people will be more focused to read only the text from the screen and not pay attention to your presentation. So you can use this one by one. You can interact with the audience. You can ask them some questions. What all the things, for example, in this case, slip, trip, and fall can cause what all can be caused because of slip, trip, and fall. And maybe you can ask to your workers. They may explain to you, okay, I will break my bone. So you can say, okay, one by one, you interact with them, then you slowly click point by point. So you can have an interaction with your audience. So it is very useful if you do animations for objects and you display the points one by one. So it depends on how you want to do your presentation. Anyone have any doubts on this? No doubts. Class seems to be very quiet today. Okay, so basically this is what we have the title for today. How do we create animations? Because I covered this first so that you know what is a slideshow, how to print the slides. Then I touched about how to do transitions, how to create animations. So this is all about how to do a presentation. Okay. And one last thing I think I missed to explain instead of going all the time to the slideshow and click from beginning, you can also use the icon to your right bottom corner here. So if you press on this, it also goes to the slideshow mode. Okay, so this is a small tip you can learn. Okay, this is all I have for today. So those who have doubts, I think you can ask me now. Today is the last class for presentation PowerPoint. The next week onwards, you will go back to your respective classes. Okay. Any doubts?
Excel, any more class have balance or no more?
Excel, we will have one more revision. The topic,
Yeah.
as I explained, we have covered. So next class will be the revision for Microsoft Word for the computer
Okay.
students. Respective classes we will have for English and Tamil separately. Okay.